Hi everyone, Cheryl here today with KaDoodle Bug Designs, and today we're going to be working with autumn foxes. This is the fox in the pumpkin. Super cute. This file comes with a few different ones, and I just thought this one was so darling. So this is the one we're going to work on today. So the first thing I want to do is go over the cardstock I used. I used American Crafts Smooth White. I also used the spinach for the green. And I used clay for the fox. So this is the color. So American Crafts clay. Sunflower for the beak. I used dark brown is unknown for the stem. It was just a scrap. If I had to guess, I'd think it was maybe Stampin' Up, one of their old ones. I used melon for the pumpkin. I love when you go lighter and then you can come in darker with your ink. So I chose to go lighter on that one. I used Recollections Nude, and you guys, I'm super excited because American Crafts has their warehouse sale going right now. So I went last week, and of course, I picked up a ton of cardstock. But anyways, I got the nude pack of Recollections, and they had this, so I picked up a bunch of those. I figured it'd work good for the little muzzles and such on all the little animals. So I did pick up some of those. So I did use that, and then I used a blue for the eyes, which I want to say that is an old Stampin' Up color as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. If you're new to paper piecing, I always try to say, make it easy on yourself when you're doing your mats and pulling your pieces off. I try to keep the colors and everything situated on my in my tray. I'll usually use one of these big trays from, this one's like Stampin' Up's large one. You can use any tray you'd like, and usually I'll just get the pieces in there, and then when I bring them over, I bring them as what they are. So like, here's the pumpkin, the little hat with the little leaves, and then we have the ears and the face build up, and here's your arms and your hands and your tails and your tummy and all that. And so if you kind of get everything laid out, I just find, for me, I think it just works awesome because the pieces are right there and we can just work with them. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to do is get my tail put together. So we're going to go over the colors that I chose to use on this one. So I did use the tea dye from Tim Holtz, and then I'm using a dark suntan to go around my edges, just to kind of darken them up a tad. You can go darker if you'd like. So the tea dye I also used on this nude color, and I'm just taking the rounded dauber and just gently getting some color on here. And so that way we can get this tail put together. So the tail's going to go like so. We might as well, while we're here, let's go ahead and do the face piece. So if you're going to be doing this file, I think it's a darling file. There's actually two of the fox files that I'll be sharing, and this one is the one, and then there's another one. It's super cute, and I can't remember if it's called Crisp Autumn. But just a darling collection. So here's the little muzzle. So we're going to put that. You know, I could have added some whiskers, and I may just do that on this one since it's a little fox. So we may be doing that. I kind of just thought about that right now. So we've got those done, and we're going to go ahead and get this little paw, the little hand done for this right here. So I'm just kind of going in a circular motion, using the round dauber, and I'm not going to take a marker around the light, but I did do it on the darker, and I just kind of come on the edge right here, and that gives you a little dark to the, just gives a nice little, okay. And we can do the ears too. I guess I'll just get these little guys done, and then we'll go ahead and do this one. Hopefully you could see. If you're on a cell phone, you'll definitely want to go full screen. You could do that by clicking the little white box in the right corner, and that should give you full screen here. So I think we've got all our pieces inked with the one tea dye. And so now I want to go ahead and build the tail. So this one doesn't have a backer. And I've had people ask me in the past, do I prefer a backer or not? I don't know. I got used to the backer, so I do really enjoy the backer. But if you're going to be doing the pieces, like where there's no backer, usually what I'll do is just section them and do them by section. And for me, that works, but you'll find your own way. And so whatever works for you, you know, you'll find. So I am going to add glue to this. I want to get enough glue on my pieces. That way they're not falling apart. They do tend to. If you don't have enough glue, your pieces won't stay together. So I do try to put enough on here. And so the only thing I have to say is when there's no backer, I feel like you could see all the little glue areas, which there's not too many, but when I do them with a backer, I don't tend to see that. So the tail's done. We're going to do both of the arms. Let's just get those done. So I'm just going to add some glue onto this little hand right here. And then usually I'll just try to, while I'm doing a video, pick this up. Because remember, I'm farther away than what I would normally be. If I was doing this without doing a video, I would be real close to my pieces. They would be like way down here. But they're kind of way up, and that's okay. That way you guys can see everything. Sometimes it's just a tad bit harder for me, but okay. So we're going to put that tummy on the body. And so right now I've got the tail and the arms and the body done. And so we can actually add the arms, and we're only going to add some glue up here. And then we're just going to slide these arms over. We really want to leave a little space in between the tummy. And let me zoom in. I want you to see what I'm talking about. So we really want to leave some space, just a tad, in between the little arm and the tummy on there. And so I just kind of bring these in. So I'm really just kind of wanting to build my pieces, and that way we can put them together. If you're not sure and you're working with a file, what I'll usually do is you could look at the photo and say, okay, well, we can, you know, do like the tail, we can do the arms, we can get the body, we can actually get this pumpkin piece put together, and then we'll go from there. You can do your ears because you know your ears go behind. So we're going to start with the pumpkin. Now that we have those pieces, so we'll go ahead and get the pumpkin. We're going to use some pumpkin pie. This is Stampin' Up's old one. I think one of their old colors. And I did bring out an orange marker. Again, you can use any marker. I'm going to move some of this stuff up. Hopefully I don't lose the pieces. Because if you know me, you know I'm prone to losing pieces while doing a video. Yep. Okay, so on the pumpkin, I like when my pumpkins are cut out lighter, because then I can decide the darkness on it. And so I did decide to cut this one in that melon, which is quite light, versus some of the other oranges that American Crafts has. So I'm just going to go in a circular motion And now, again, you can get that as dark as you want or keep it lighter. If you flick in and up, you can bring that color in more. And so that's typically what I'll do. And I'm going to grab a little more. Just get it. I like to get it on these edges of that dauber. Okay, so that way when I'm working up here in these little grooves, you can kind of just flick in. And then if you want, you can also just do the circular, you know, just depending on how much color we're wanting to bring down and in on this. And same thing for the side. I'm just going to get some of that color going on there. So if you want more, you'll just kind of flick in and up and then kind of down and see. And that's kind of how it looks. So again, if you want more, just keep bringing in more. And then you could also bring your marker and come around that edge. You know, you can give a nice dark edge there if you'd like. I tend to work better with doing these markers on the glass mat. I did try to do it on the paper one time and it didn't work for me. Now you can try it and, you know, it may work for you. So we're going to do this. Let me spray. I'm just using rubbing alcohol to clean the glass off with, just so you know what I'm using. So on this, I just like to hold this down and come around that edge. And usually I'll try to find the edge. There it is. That's, whoops, really dark on that has a lot of ink on it. So I think I've found that. So I'm just kind of getting that edge done up. And then I'll flick in a little bit here. Okay. So now we have both those pieces done. Again, you can bring your marker if you choose. You don't have to. This is just kind of, I don't know. I like sometimes when they're the edges are dark or darker. Okay. So we have the topper done. Now on that stem, I didn't really do anything color-wise, I don't think, but let's try and see if this, I don't know if this brown will show. Oh, it will. So I'm just going to use the marker on that because I think, whoops, we'll flip it. It goes that way. Okay, so we really just, there we go. So I'm just going to get that little stem done. I didn't do it on the other one. So my green, you guys, I used Club Scraps Hybrid Leaf. This is a nice green I tend to pull from. I tend to pull this one and the Stampin' Up. Oh my goodness, I already forgot the color. I usually use Certainly Celery a lot too. But this time I had to pull my colors. So I did pull the leaf. Now I just hold this down and again just circular, and I didn't bring in a marker. You could if you want. I could always grab one and show you. Let's see, maybe the olive. Let's see what it would look like. Yeah, I didn't bother with this one, but oops, maybe that one's not gonna work so well. Let's see. I probably need to fill those, so, oh, this one may, I don't know. I didn't bother with this, but you could come in, yeah, you're not going to see that too much. You probably have to come in a lot darker. I'm going to leave that alone and not worry about it. Okay, so I'm thinking our last, oh, we're going to do these eyes. Uh-oh. Probably should have done those first because I've got this color on my hands. I'm going to try to wipe that off really quick here. So I've got a couple more things I want to show you. I'm going to show you on these eyes. We're going to do 2 markers on this. So I should have 2 blues here. So I'm going to start with, I've got 2 blues. One's lighter, one's a little darker. This is B41 and this one's B12. So I'm going to start with the light one, and that's going to be the one that I'm going to do around the entire eye, okay? So I just want the edge on this one to be done. Now, if you're using Copics, you could come in with your blending solution. Let's see if I can hold that down. You could always use a little tool too. Okay. And hopefully you could see. Just kind of coming around that edge like so. Okay. So if you had blending solution, you could kind of blend that a little bit. I'm not going to do that because I want you to see that if you had some other alcohol markers or even Stampin' Up! Or whatever, that you can just use those and not worry about blending, okay? So we're going to kind of come up here dark, just a tad up on that top and just a little bit on that side, okay? So same with this one. I'm just bringing a little bit of that dark on that edge, not trying to get it so much on the color that's there. I just like the way it looks. Sometimes it's hard to tell on here, but I can see in person, I could see the outer darkness, and then it comes in a little bit lighter, or a little bit, and then it comes in real light. And I love the look of that on here. So that's why I did that. Once you put that glossy accents, then you'll have that. So let's see. We're just going to move those back up there. So we've got the blue done. Let's see. My next color I want to share with you is we're going to be doing the little crow with, this is actually a white pigment ink. They call it Craft from Stampin' Up. So we're just going to use some of that on our pieces for the bird. And now you can pounce in. I've showed this before where we're just pouncing on that edge, and look at what it does. It gives you a nice edge, right? So you can just pounce and just come around and pounce on that edge really gently. I'm just using the flat dauber, and that's it. So real simple. So you could do that for some shadowing on your pieces. I felt that, you know, another thing you could do is if you don't want to cut the crow in black, cut them in a dark gray, like the, I'm thinking it's the weave, slate. It's the slate. You can cut it in slate and then distress with black. That always looks nice too. But on this one, I wanted to show you guys something different. So we're doing the pouncing with the white. Okay. So that's what I did for the crow. And our last piece is going to be the head. So the head, you're going to really just see a little bit here and a little bit here. So we're just going to bring that tea dye back in. And we're just going to do a little bit. We don't have to do too much. So we're just going to kind of just bring in right on both edges right here. Okay. And that's it. And then if you want, you could do the marker as well. You know, just get a little bit there. And there we go. Now that's it. Okay, so now we're ready to start putting, I think we're going to do, so I did the body and I did the arms. We're going to put this pumpkin together really quick here. So we want to get enough glue on our piece. So let's do, and sometimes when I'm doing the video, I may put a little much, but, and then sometimes I don't. So I'm just going to put enough on the back to get that to stay. And that way I can move it too. So I'm able to move this piece and then just give that a nice little press down. Okay. So the pumpkin's put together now. We've got our tail. We have one ear to add some glue to. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue on this ear. And then we should be ready to start putting some of these other pieces together. Okay. We're going to do, let's work on this little face here. So I'm thinking what we're going to start with first. We're going to slide this body. We're going to slide the body behind this pumpkin. I think that's what I'm going to start with first, just to kind of show you. So I'm just going to kind of slide that behind. So you know you're going to need a little bit of glue right about here. Okay. So let's just put a little bit right there. And that way we could take this body. I left those arms open for a reason, are not completely done. So I could just kind of slide that. See? So you can kind of slide it. Let's go. Kind of like so. Okay. There. Thinking that looks pretty good. All right. So the arms are still up, and that's okay. If you want to add a little glue to those to hold them down, you can do that. I didn't, because I wanted to show you that I had left them up, and that's fine. If I want later, I can glue them down. So the next thing I want to do is get this tail on, and I'm going to just add a tad of glue right about there. And then I'm going to bring the tail like so. Okay. So kind of have it. I'm thinking that's pretty good. Yep. So there's our tail. We have our little tail on the back. Trying to keep that as clean as I can. So I've got those done. So now what we can do is we can work on this little head here. So we're going to add the little face part on here. And so I want to get some glue like just on this piece here. So kind of like, and that's how much I've got on there. I didn't bring it out. And I'll show you why. Because those are going to stick out. Those little, yeah. See how they're sticking out, overlapping? So we kind of just want to get that like so. Let's see. There, and get it kind of centered a little bit better. If I can get that centered, let's see. There. Okay. I'm thinking that looks pretty good. All right. So see, the little head will just go on like so. So I'm going to add this head on. So I'm just going to add some glue right about here. And I am putting enough on because there is nothing behind this holding. So I really want enough to get this head to stay. And I'm kind of pushing it up a little bit. And so you can really just get that how you are wanting. And then you can flip it over if you'd like and clean up some of that glue if you need. Let me wipe this tray really quick. That way I can flip it over and show you. Like, I don't sell my pieces, but if I did, I would definitely not want messes on the piece. So, yeah, keeping the glue and definitely making sure that these pieces are glued together so they'll stay together is something you'll want. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to grab some chalk. These are Stampin' Up's pastels. They're just scrapbooking chalk. And so I'm going to use that and do the cheeks on here. I'm using the number 6 brush, not pencil. I bought these on Amazon, and I'm going to use a light pink to start with, and I'm just going to get some little cheeks done on this, and I'm just doing the little circular. And then if you want to go darker, you can come in with a little darker or with the same color, and then just blow off the excess of your chalk. And I need a drink. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so I've got the chalk on, and I think I'm fine with that. Now, like I said, if you want to come in with darker on this outer to bring up, you can, you know, to kind of blend in. That's really up to you. But I think I'm happy with the way that looks. So we want the little muzzle on because we're going to get our eye placement next. So we want to bring these eyes down here. So we want to get the eyes on and the little muzzle. And, oh, I should have pulled the stuff for whiskers. I almost forgot about that. Let me see if I can grab that. Usually I leave it out. So we'll just grab some of the transparent and some scissors. Okay, so I did put some glue on the back of the muzzle and left the top where I can slide these eyes in. I definitely want enough glue on this, so you could kind of use the tip to spread that around. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring this down like so, and hopefully I've got that kind of centered. So I want an eye here, and I want one here. Whoops. Oh, I could see that thread. Okay, so let's grab our pieces. Oh, you know what? That one goes over here. I could tell. So let me grab, whoops. Okay. I'm thinking that's how they're going to go. Let's see if I got them down in there. I like to leave, and you know what? I'm going to move them again, you guys. I want these the opposite. It's hard to see when I'm kind of far, but okay. That one should have glue. Yeah, there's not enough glue on that. Let's see if I can get this one to... Okay, so I did kind of put those... I liked them over. I did overlap them a little. So let me see. And pulling them up probably wasn't the brightest idea that I've had, but because I kind of bent the little corner right here. So I will have to kind of press that down. Yeah, definitely having clean hands helps. Okay, so we're going to get the blue on here. So we're going to go blue here. And we're going to just slide that in a tad. And we don't need them all the way. So just kind of get them how you like them. Okay. And then we can... There we go. All right. And then we want to put the little black piece right here. So let's get those on next. Whoops. Super cute. So we want to be able to see the blues. Whoops. And that may not have been enough glue. I'll be able to tell. Let's see. Oh, maybe that was fine. Okay. So we want to make sure there's no glue on the edges where we're going to be working. Okay. So we've got that. All right. So I am going to do my eyelashes next. Where's my... So I have... Let's see. This is the brown one. I think that's the brown That's the black. I thought I brought a brown. Nope. Okay, so it's just this one. So we can do the little dots here on the cheeks. And I'm just using the brown. This one's the 003. This is the fine one. I'm also going to use this brown for the eyelashes. And I'm going to use a 1/8 angled brush. And I want to bring in a little bit of brown chalk. I kind of just blew off the brush a little bit. I know when I was doing that one, I had so much chalk that I had to erase quite a bit of it. So I'm going to start out with a little on this. And then I can always build that chalk up. And I'll end up using the black too to help build it. Okay, so we're going to do the lashes. And remember, I'm far away, but if you were going to be doing them, you'd be pretty much over your piece and really be able to get those lashes good. So I'm going to just kind of start with some real fine. And I'm kind of curving them a tad up. And so I hope you can see that. And so then you can kind of bring some of them down if you want. And if you have to come back in, we could always come back in. Whoops, sometimes I come up on that white. And I don't mean to, but that's why sometimes I do the liner first too. That kind of helps. But okay, so we've got our, and then we'll just do some down and another one. I think I want out to the side. So now we can come in with a liner. I'm going to come in with a black liner. So that was a 003. That's the smaller. This one's a 005. So this would be the next up. So this is going to be thicker. So we're going to get some eyeliner on this. We want to tie those lashes together. Okay. So there we have those. You can't really see it a whole lot on this side. Probably because my pin. But, okay. Cute. So now I'm going to get that angled brush and come in with a little black. And don't worry, if you have one of your craft erasers or your chalks came with an eraser, you'll be able to erase if you get too much and you're like, oh boy, I've got like way too much on. You can just come in and erase it a little. So I'm thinking I want brown. And this time I didn't blow this off. So really, there we go. Okay. So I'm thinking that's probably gonna do me. Now, if you feel like your lashes aren't showing, you can come in with the pen again and just go over those ones you've done or add more. It's really up to you. And then we do want to add the little white dot, even if you're going to come in with the glossy accents. I just like to see this done. And then so we have that. And then I like to do the dot on the cheek. And then we might as well, while we're here, we can do like some there. I added little dots here on the tail. We'll add the ears on, and then I am going to just add here, and then I do add my dots here. Oops. And I think that's probably, oh, I did a real fine one here. Okay. Now we're going to let's get the rest of this put together. That way we'll get the whiskers and the nose on after. So I'm going to add a tad of glue to the back right here. So I want to get my ears on. Cute. Okay. And then we're going to put the other one right about here. So we'll just add a little bit of glue. Whoops. Okay. Super cute. All right. And then I am going to add, so on this one, I added the, oh my goodness. I think I added the bird. And then, well, yeah, I did add that bird first. I couldn't remember if I added the bird first, but I kind of want to add this. But you could kind of, yeah, we're going to add that bird first. So let's put the bird. Oh, I think the bird went behind. Boy, I have to look at my own. Nope, I did it right here. I have to kind of see what I've done. So we're going to just add that. Like right about there, I'm thinking. And then let's get the little wing. We'll put the little wing on right about here. There we go. Just make sure you got enough of the glue on there so you can press that down. Then we have the head. I'm going to get that little head on. So we want to give that a press. Now we do want to add the little tail too. So we're just going to add a little dot of glue. The tail I had kind of moved. So there we go. And the ear could have come up. Whoop! Now the tail's way up. So that is going to move because it's just kind of on there. We're going to add a little bit of glue. See, that kind of came off. Whoops. I want it about, there we go. I kind of want it like so. Whoops. There. So you can kind of just play around with that. And then we want to add the little beak. Oops. And I really did not distress that, but you could always come in with a marker if you felt like doing the edge on that. And then we have the little eye. Whoops. So we have a little eye. We definitely want that to dry. Okay. So while that's drying, I'm going to work on the next pieces, which is going to be the little pumpkin stem, which kind of comes up like so, right? And we're going to have the little hat as well. So we kind of want this to go like that, okay? So I'm going to start with this one first, and then I could always slide the little stem in. Oops. So the little stem is right here. We'll just add a little glue to the back of that and kind of bring it up like so. Now, if you want, you could add some glue right back to that back of that stem. Just add a little bit in there and give that a light press. And then the next thing we want to do is, I didn't color that on the right side. So I'm just going to grab my green and distress this really quick, the right side of it. I don't know how I did that, but so this is just gonna go, whoops, let's grab this piece. Sorry guys, I kind of jumped ahead. So we need to get this next piece on here. There we go. Okay. Cute. All right, so now we can add our little leaf. And I kind of want it like so. So on this one here, whoops, it's kind of just do it like that. And then we have one behind. And I did the wrong side of that one, but I'm not going to worry about that. So we'll just put that one kind of like so. And then I'm going to just wipe, like press the back. Okay. All right. We have one last piece and then just some highlighting. So I'm going to use the smooch to do a little bit on the green. The little veins, like, so we can just do like that. And then I did come back in with some of the white. Whoops. And oh, I should prime that. Let's see. There we go. And then we'll get our little dots on there. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I did a little dots there. Okay, up and up there. And oh, we want to do our nose. And then you can do, I would do the glossy accents. I would definitely do this last, and just on the blue is what I did, the blue and the black. So let's go ahead and just grab some of our transparent nylon thread. And this is just going to give us some whiskers for this little guy, this little cutie pie. So you can wrap that as many times as you want. You know, you have options to cut down that thread. Let's do. So I twist it, right? And then this little nose right here, if you want to, you can take your marker across the top and give it a little shading really quick. There we go. Oops. Okay, and then you flip it over and put the glue on the back of this, so we can add those. And then we're going to put a little bit on here, okay? And then what I do is I just take, let me move that out of my way. So I just take this twisted and push it down with my finger. That way I could pick it up, and we know that line is the top, so we're going to bring it like so, and hopefully I don't have ink all over my hands. And then you just want to place it down and bring it however you're wanting. So you can bring the whiskers down while this is still wet, so they're not like in those eyes, so that way his little whiskers aren't way up there. Okay, and then you'd want to give them their snips, so you can snip all those. I think I did on that side, and then we can just snip on that side. If you don't want them long, you can trim them. I'm leaving them the way they are. I love them. I just love the little whiskers. I don't know if you could even see those. Super cute. So we're gonna add the little white on his nose, and then we have to add a little mouth. And we're done. Super cute. And there's the little mouth. I love this. Oh, and then last is the glossy accent. And so I'm just going to do a bubble like, so I'm like bubbling it and moving it up, okay? So, and you can get it on the black and the blue. If you get it on this blue, it really makes, let me grab over here and see if I can bubble that up. So it really makes that blue just look really neat since we've done 2 shades. So hopefully that'll dry. Anyway, so I'll let that dry and then I'll come back in with my Posca paint pen and I'll do the little dots. And oh, we have to also add, sorry, I forgot. We need a number, let's go with a number 2 on this one. We're going to do the little eye up here. We're just adding the little black like so, and we're done. I think everything's done, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, you can drop those below. And happy Halloween. Thanks. Bye-bye.